This is Amari 800 and I am going to explain some of the parts and how the carburetor works in this car. After opening of this bonnet, we see this thing. This is actually the opening of front bonnet. This is an washer. This is an horn. This is an observer. And it's an brake cylinder, master cylinder. From this, fluid is distributed. This big thing is called as air filter and air intake. The whole big thing is an air filter. This is an air intake. Air goes from this, and inside it is there is a carburetor. Air goes via intake, and inside this it's an air filter. Inside air filter we see an carburetor. Now let's see. This is a spark plug distributor in which sparks are distributed among the cylinder. Mostly in a petrol engine, spark plugs are used. The sparks are generated from this, and it comes through this lead, and then through a capacitor, and then through this spark plug distributor. There's a rotating valve inside this. This is an radiator with a fan. It's a reservoir with a slam. I'm going to now explain about a carburetor and its working principle. It consists of two barrels. One is primary barrel and a secondary barrel. We all know that carburetor is mainly used for air and fuel mixture. Now, how a carburetor works, that's what we want to see. For a carburetor, air comes from a headlight and fuel comes from the fuel pump. Now, the mixing of these two is done by some valve. It's the valve which closes and opens, as we can see in this video. See the valve closing up and down. That's where the fuel enters. Now, there is a secondary valve which is called as choke. The choke is mainly used when we start the vehicle. It reduces the air and enhances the fuel mixture so that we can start the vehicle easily. That's why we pull on choke while we are starting the vehicle. If we are going at high speed, we use this secondary barrel. Now let's deassemble this carburetor. Pull off the fuel pump, main fuel inlet, losing of this while main fuel inlet. We should pull it off with necessary conditions, and some solenoid valve and the other valves should be pulled off for the deassembly of carburetor. This is how a carburetor looks like, and this is an inlet manifold with two sections, namely secondary and primary barrels. This is a primary barrel, and at the right side is the second. As I earlier said, primary barrel is used for idle speed, and that is the pump, accelerator pump. Primary barrel is mainly used for the idle speed, and secondary barrel is used for top speed. Used when we go above the speed of 100. And in this video, I explained how a carburetor works. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe this and like this video.